Now here's a shirt that a lot of people may be familiar with, maybe not. For a geek like me, it's kind of made its way around. It's actually Domo-kun. I got this, I believe, as a gift from Think Geek. It's lasted a good while. This I believe this plastic's been on pretty thick, so it has, you can kind of hear it. But it's a cool shirt. You know, wear it all the time. There's a little bit of wear and tear here, just due to age. But good quality shirt nonetheless, and you always get comments if I wear the shirt around. So there's Domo-kun. Kind of start with kind of more superheroes or comic books, I guess. This isn't really a comic book or superhero. It's Samurai Jack. Really cool cartoon series on Cartoon Network. The thing I just find so fascinating is actually the bamboo you notice here is actually negative space. That it's actually the shirt itself. So it kind of creates this cool composition. That's why I particularly like this shirt. Got to cover that area up. That's why I particularly like this shirt a lot. And as you can see, it's been worn quite a bit. So that's Samurai Jack. This shirt I bought at Halloween Horror Nights. For those who are familiar with Orlando studios, in I guess Hollywood and Florida have this event called Halloween Horror Nights. Kind of really cool haunted houses and such. And I saw a shirt for sale. Big Mike Mignola fan. Probably butchered that name up. Sorry, Mike. But this is actually Hellboy. I think cool. The eyes are kind of glowing this yellow. And I saw the shirt one day. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to buy it. But then I decided to buy a second day, and glad I did. It's just cool. I've not seen this shirt in a lot. I haven't seen this shirt yet sold anywhere else, but then I haven't really looked for it. So that's Hellboy. Of course, you can't go wrong with Marvel characters. Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Wolverine. I believe this is actually taken from a Marvel cover. I think it's Marvel Knights, but I don't probably get it corrected. It's kind of cool to have this graffiti over here. This shirt's been beautifully printed. I mean, the quality is incredible, and I've worn this shirt many times. I mean, kudos to the company that did screen print this. But so that's there's a superhero shirt number 2. It's another shirt. It's Daredevil, and this shirt's been worn a lot. I got this at Universal Studios Marvel Island. If you ever go there, gotta go in the Hulk, really cool roller coaster. It says Daredevil, Man Without Fear. You can see that this thing's in pretty rough shape. I know a lot of shirts are sold like this are kind of this vintage look, but this is actually just from wearing it so many times. Probably one of my favorite superhero shirts. I think Daredevil's one of the cool superheroes. I don't remember the name of the book, but there's a book Daredevil did that Kevin Smith wrote. Probably one of the few Daredevils I actually read, but cool comic book, and there's Daredevil. This is another shirt. I believe it's probably done. The company that kind of printed this, the one that was Spider-Man, Wolverine. This is Batman. You know, can't go on with Batman. It's not one of those classic Batman logo in the middle. It's kind of has this cool graffiti look to it. It says Dark Knight over here. I believe these are Jim Lee Batman, just by the style of the ink and the line work. Just a really cool shirt, a little bit different from your typical Batman shirt. And I believe I got this at a comic convention years ago. Heroes Con, that's a Charlotte comic convention, so that's Batman. We're going to move on to movies a little bit. I don't know if I need to describe this movie, but I saw this shirt. It was a sale. I normally don't buy shirts at Hot Topic, but I got somewhere online, I read that, let me move this up a little bit. I read online that they had a sale like $5 for shirts. So I saw this shirt and I'm like, man, this is awesome. Handbook for Recently Deceased, for those who are unaware, it's actually from Beetlejuice. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but these 2 characters die early on in the movie, and they're actually given this because they recently died. So this is actually the cover from the book that they were given to, I guess, you know, haunt the house and things like that. I'm not going to give you everything, but really good movie. Recommend seeing Beetlejuice. And then for those who don't know, that's kind of the Beetlejuice logo there. Pretty cool. So there's Beetlejuice. Another classic movie, Bruce Campbell movie, of course. This is actually Army of Darkness. This quality is incredible. As I said, I've worn these shirts hundreds of times. This thing's been washed who knows how many. Another one of my big favorite shirts. As you can see, there's kind of Bruce Campbell. It's actually kind of a style of, I can't remember what the artist at the moment, but people will tell me what the artist is, similar to a pretty famous painter. But just the quality, you look up close and it looks still brand new. Of course there's a little cracking here, but the colors are still very vibrant. And I could say some common catchphrases from Armory of Darkness, but I'm not going to waste my time. So there's Armory of Darkness. Another classic, Monty Python. I think I bought 4 of these shirts about the same time. This is, of course, the Black Knight, and if you've ever seen the movie, he gets all his limbs cut off, and he's like, "Oh, it's only a flesh wound." And he's like, "Come back here, or I'll bite your kneecaps off." So this is actually Monty Python. Always get comments from Monty Python, curse, Search for Holy Grail, and everyone's, it's one of those movies everyone tends to quote from it. So that's Monty Python. Now, of course, we're going to move on to Threadless, which probably every t-shirt collector has or has owned in their lifetime. They're pretty huge, and if you've never heard of Threadless, I'd highly recommend checking them out. They're just a good place to see tons and tons of different shirt designs, and you can actually submit your own, which I've done in the past, and of course haven't made it yet, but I'm still working on it. So this is one of my first shirts I actually bought from Threadless. It's called Flowers in the Attic. This is actually a color variation from it. And yes, it's a girl blowing her brains out and they're turning the butterflies. This is very early. This was like pre-American Apparel. You can kind of see the tag was ripped out. It's a little more crude than the ones done today, but it is one of the early Threadless designs, and I love this shirt. I remember I wore this once. People, oh, Threadless! So very popular shirt. I know it sells out a lot, and I've actually emailed the guy. People have made knockoffs of this too, and it's very appreciative. So Flowers in the Attic, and of course I like this shirt so much that I bought it again. And this is actually Flowers in the Attic again. You can see that this is probably the way the artist depicted it. You got white and blowing her brains out blood and turning to butterflies. As you can see, it is done on American Apparel as the label, and it's just softer. And I've washed this shirt many times too, and you can just see the quality of ink has gone a lot better throughout the years. So kudos to Threadless. Another Threadless design. I'll have to look at the back, but this is actually a tribute to a famous video game. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Alright, well, it's Pac-Man. So you have the Pac-Man label. These are like super pellets, and you got the 4 ghosts, and it's just really cool design. It's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, I believe. There's probably color I missed, but what I see is 4 colors, and just looks incredible. And that's actually Madness of Mission 6, Travis Pitt. So really cool shirt, and some people get it. It takes a while for people to notice it, but I'm, of course, retro gaming and love tributes to retro, because Mario games you see your share of Mario tributes and parodies, and this is kind of something different. So that's Threadless again. So this is the last Threadless shirt. This is probably people who are graphic designers should know and cherish this shortcut. I don't know what the title of this is because it's been washed away. I think it's Control Z, but maybe redo. I don't remember. I would have to check on the site. But if you can see right here, it does say Control Z, and that is a shortcut for undo. And you can see there are 2 shirts crashing into 2 cars crashing each other, not shirts. So I just think that's very clever, and I think this has actually been reprinted a few times. So for those who know what Control Z is, big, geeking out on this stuff. So that's the end of Threadless. So I'm gonna move on to another shirt that I think a lot of people, probably in the t-shirt community, know. This is actually Johnny Cupcakes. Yes, I own a Johnny Cupcakes in my collection. You will notice that there is this stains over here. I don't know where it's from. I'm very sad to hear it. I think a pen must have busted in the wash, but this is actually from his suitcase tour he did a few years ago. Or, yeah, it was actually, yep, a few years ago. It was actually in 2010. So what he did is he went on tour to local shops around the U.S. and shook people's hands and took the time. It was really cool to meet him. And I hadn't owned a Johnny Cupcake shirts because they're pretty expensive, but I mean, he is very well known. And I thought, you know, I got to represent this guy. So I buy a Johnny Cupcake shirt. Some people say it kind of looks like a Monopoly guy. I kind of agree with that. And on the back, you will see the classic Johnny Cupcakes logo this with his suitcase tour back to basics. So this is a limited run. Was only shown at this tour, and of course Johnny Cupcakes will never see it again. So sucks the stains there, but I do have Johnny Cupcakes memorabilia in my possession. So that's Johnny Cupcakes.